Now in lesson 8 we're going to speak about breath control. Now most of the time, in fact all the time we've spoken about breathing so far, we've spoken about the physical act of breathing, how to breathe in properly, how to expand the rib cage and breathe deep and let the diaphragm move down and the stomach moves out, and how you control the air by squeezing. Now that's all the physical act of breathing. And this time we're going to speak about musical breathing. Now this is where we want to think about the musical phrasing and breathe so that the music sounds better. Now if we have a little look at Santa Lucia, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this and I'm going to breathe every 2 bars. Now this is a way a lot of beginners play. As soon as they get to a minimum they'll take a breath, or a longer note or 2 bars to take a breath. And we don't want to do that all the time. Sometimes we have to extend the breathing. In fact, as really advanced players will extend the breathing for very, very long phrases before they take a breath, because it's the best way to play the piece musically. So if I play this with 2 bars, and I'll take a rest. Now you see the music's chopped up with the breathing. Whereas if you have a look at the music, I've actually put a tick every 4 bars. And this makes a huge difference to the flow of the music. So you can see the music flows a lot better as we get through the music. And just a brief word, I've given quite a long description about this in the notes in the lesson, but you've just got to watch carbon dioxide build up in your lungs. Now when we breathe in the oxygen and our body converts it into carbon dioxide, and you've got to breathe that out, and that's what we do all the time. We breathe in the oxygen, we breathe out carbon dioxide. We can't use the carbon dioxide. So if you breathe in too much, and this certainly happens when you're breathing every 2 bars, what happens is you'll get stuffed up with air. Now I'm quite sure by this stage you've experienced this when you're playing, and you have to stop because you're so stuffed up with air. You can't get any more oxygen in, and you're full and you're going like that, and you have to get rid of that before you can carry on in the music. There are a few tricks that we can use to help us with that. The first trick is not to take too big a breath to start with. The first phrase is only 4 bars. Only with experience you'll judge how much air you need to make that 4 bars. So instead of starting at the beginning and going as big a breath as you can possibly get, now here, I'm breathing out all this air. I haven't used it to play. I don't need that amount of air. What you do is you breathe in less air, which you know will take you through that phrase, and then again try and judge the next phrase. Don't always be taking a huge gulp of air. If you have to at the end of a phrase, you might have to breathe out first before you breathe in. Oboists do this all the time. I'll give you a little demonstration of that with that phrase. If I take too much air, you see what I've done is at the end of the phrase I've got rid of the air and breathed in. Now normally you wouldn't need to do that at the start of a piece. If I have to do that, I would find I would normally only have to do that well into quite a long piece. But try and control your air a little bit better. Don't breathe in too much all the time, and try and make sure that you're playing with the phrases.